because everyone's in the same boat as well.
Yeah,
like, it's kind of
everyone
mutual,
wants to make friends.
You know.
I mean, like things like going out for dinner with big, huge groups of people, and you just sit there and you're like, God, these are the people I'm closest to. I can't believe I've just been here for a year and we've established such close friendships. Everyone comes together when you're in a situation that everyone can relate to. I think that's really nice.
We live in such a central location that everything is, you just walk out onto the street and you realise how good you have it.
Yeah. Oh God, it's all my emotions.
Yeah. It was quite nice, to be honest. It was quite refreshing because I think all of us have kind of got settled into our groups like back at home, and so it's quite nice to sort of push ourselves outside of thinking that you fit into one group or whatever and just sort of embrace everyone again.
It was so nice to make friends with people from different countries, like America and Germany and just so many other places where...
so many random countries.
I'm like, back at home, I only have English friends. I don't even have Scottish friends at home. And now I have a whole gang of Scottish friends. So, they're great. They're great.
Ici François en direct de l'appartement de Annie, Bianca, Céline et Laure. Tyler est avec moi. Tyler, what do you think of French parties?
Très bien.
Très bien? Alright.
Being able to go out without being 21 and like having like clubs and bars not closing so early as in the US. I mean, like you eat dinner at 9 and you have an appetizer and like a first drink at like 11:30 or midnight and you don't go out till like 1 a.m. whereas like back in the US, like we would come back to sleep at like 1 a.m. so.
Yeah, there's no house parties or anything. You just, if you're going out, you like go out with people to a place, which gives a different atmosphere because you're like either in a club or in a pub or on the steps of some monument.
It's expensive. Like I turned 21 here, so I've never been to a bar or anything like that back home, and I was all stoked on it, and I was like, man, this is really just like expensive. You know, a pint is like €5-6. Shooters are like 3, stuff like that.
The squirrel is my favorite animal. The squirrel.
And in French we say, écureuil.
Écureuil, muy bien, muy bien. And how we say like 40? It's 40? Chouille, muy bien, chouille, muy bien.
The differences between the British and French drinking culture is that the French drink more for the taste of what they drink and over a longer period of time. For example, they'll have their apéro starting at like 8 o'clock where they'll have like beer and wine, but they'll drink for a long time, whereas the British, we will drink excessive amounts in a shorter period of time.
It's maybe less intense, but it's longer. So when you arrive, you Americans, don't be prepared to drink a bottle of vodka in 2 hours and go in up after or go to bed, or some of us. Because the party is going on after.
Yeah, there's no drinking games. And going out, it's like getting dressed up. Like it's much more like what I think of as like adult going out. Like what we're gonna be doing when we're like 30 and like trying to, I don't know, find a wife or something like that. Like it's just so, and it's so proper. No one gets sloppy here. Like back home, you see people, you know, falling over in the streets and stuff. Like, but here everyone's like very, very composed and they drink wine.
Snoop Doggy Dogg, qu'est-ce qu'on attend?
One thing it's very different also, it's like when you get to a party in New Zealand, everybody bring his own alcohol and don't really share it. Like sometimes people, even so people hiding their drinks. And in France, you just bring a bottle, bring something, and you share and you take what you find.
Drinking big thing.
Yeah, a lot more sociable drinking over here.
Irish people drink to get drunk. Irish people drink to be social. It's a big difference. Like we just don't. This is an awful thing to say, but if I was to have a glass of wine Like, I'd say maybe more towards the beginning of the year, I wouldn't have a glass of wine without the intention of getting drunk.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's kind of like, oh, I think I'll have one glass of wine with dinner.
La jeunesse, elle est down. La jeunesse est down. La jeunesse, elle est down. La jeunesse est down.
We drink over a longer period of time and don't get as drunk as fast as Americans. I think in general we can handle our liquor a little bit better.
Well, again, everything. Like,
the English drink a lot more. Like, I remember the first French party we went to, I turned up with, I think I had a bottle of wine with me, and the French girls' faces when they realised it was just for me was just, oh my god, what? But saying that, they do party quite hard in the sense that they're still out at 5 in the morning. So.
How did the school system differ here?
It's much more like self-guided. I'm so used to the States where it tells you it's like you need to learn X, Y, Z, you need to read these books. Or here they give you a list of 20 books and they're like, there's some good info in here. You should read some of these, you know? And I always felt like I never had any clue what was going to be on my tests, what was going on. I felt very out of touch with my professors because like you send them emails, you never get emails back. It's just much more self-guided. I guess it's good in a sense because it really does force you to make the effort to go out and learn. But at the same time, for someone who's so used to that American system where it's so laid out for you that I'm kind of all confused.
Quite scary at first, quite intimidating. Like,
how so?
Well, like when you walk into a lecture theatre of maybe sort of 300, 400 students and they hear you speaking English and literally everybody stops what they're doing and turns around and looks at you. It definitely sort of,
les Anglais.
It's an interesting experience, but it's good for your character. It's built our character.
Yeah, character building.
What did you just do?
I just took my philosophy politique oral exam.
Please explain to everyone what an oral exam is like here.
I would liken it to having a hot poker repeatedly shoved into your eye as someone laughs hysterically at you.
The grading is really different because it's on a system of 20 and a 10 is passing, so it's like a C, but really it's like a fail. And there's not very much like work outside of class, so you go to class once a week, you sit there for 2 hours, and then when do you ever learn anything?
Lectures which are 4 hours long, followed by seminars which are 2 hours long, and to get a note of above 14 is almost impossible.
The administrations suck in both places. It doesn't matter, you're always gonna get like your grades are gonna come in late, your diplomas are gonna come in late, and they're gonna mess up your address and like not find you, which has been my case. It doesn't matter if it's the French administration or the American one, they both suck. And counselors are paid to do nothing and tell you a bunch of crap. So it doesn't matter if it's French or American, it's both the same. I think what I like better in the US, which I don't like here, is you can actually make up your own diploma. Or I mean, like a poli-sci at Berkeley, a poli-sci student has to take a certain amount of like upper division courses, and you can pick your courses. So like I oriented myself into like law, like constitutional law, and like international relations between Europe and the US. Whereas like I have friends here doing law or like international studies, and they don't get to pick their classes. They have like a set of mandatory classes, and some of them are just real boring and have nothing to do with the major. So I think that's like one of the things I really like about the US is you can actually get to pick your courses like based on what you like. And whereas like France, you don't get to pick that, and when you enter as a first-year student at the poli-sci school here, you already have to decide what you're gonna do. Whereas like when you enter as a freshman, I've got friends at Berkeley that are seniors and they're just picking their majors.